Michael Myers has returned for the spooky season, and we couldn't be more excited. Halloween Ends, the last of the trilogy, is here, and it answers a big question. In this video, let's discuss how this new film explains Corey Cunningham's connection with Michael Myers. But before we start, know that this video contains major spoilers for the film, and if you still haven't watched it, skip it. Now, let's get started. First off, the threat's been doubled. As if Myers and his murderous rampage weren't enough, Halloween Ends confirmed that Myers alone wasn't the threat anymore. In fact, Corey Cunningham was equally bloodthirsty. In the film, we see Myers use Corey as his right hand, or it'd be better to say that he's in fact the serial killer's student. The upcoming events were already hinted at in the film's trailer, where we saw Myers take the back seat while Corey does the gory job. This new character was first introduced as a timid man who's always scared of his peers. All of this happened because he was once involved in an accident that caused the death of a young boy named Jeremy. When the kid died, Corey was babysitting him. After the incident, the whole town of Haddonfield saw him as the new killer, and that he became. Following up, the first half talks about what it feels like to be Corey Cunningham. The beginning of the film, in fact, the whole first half, is about Corey's life and how it feels to be someone blamed for a kid's murder. He doesn't have anyone to go to, and the town he calls home looks at him as an enemy. And then the worst happens. A group of teenagers attacks him, and that's how he meets Laurie Strode. She takes him to the hospital, where Allison, Laurie's granddaughter, stitches his wounds. From here, his relationship with Strode begins, and they become closer. But she isn't enough to keep him safe, so someone has to be with him all the time. Then we see Allison taking Corey to a Halloween party, but Corey leaves after he bumps into Jeremy's mother. However, on his way home, the same kids who had hurt him before attacked him again, but this time they pushed him off a cliff. The next thing we know is Corey becoming the next boogeyman for real. After watching the film, we learned one thing: push no one off a cliff, especially when Myers lives in the town. After the group pushed Corey off the cliff, he would have been dead, but Myers found him, and we don't know what's worse, dying or meeting the masked serial killer. This bloodthirsty guy doesn't kill Corey, instead teaches him weird stuff and turns him into his heir. Moving on, the question is why? Some fans were so thrilled by Myers taking in a kid that they thought the two might be related by blood. But honestly, how's that even possible? The closest relationship they could have been in was a father and son, but we doubt the serial killer has slept with anyone for a long time. Or even if he has, we can't say if the woman was alive after that. Anyway, back to the discussion. In the beginning, we see Michael strangle the poor kid, but then he stops. We wonder if it was a change of heart or a tactic to make fans like him. Also, if you notice, there's way too much emphasis on the eyes of these two characters. It felt like when the killer looked into Cunningham's eyes, he saw his own tragic past and everything that he's been through. And honestly, this is the most logical explanation for the twisted connection the two have. The film didn't explain what exactly happened, but it gave us hints. But was it some psychic connection? We can't say for sure, but yes, it felt like one. Let us explain. While Michael looked into Corey's eyes, Corey might have also seen himself in Michael, and then the urge to embody him took the best of him. And that confirms that Michael forced the evil in Corey to finally come out. But was Cunningham always evil? Up next, not everyone evil is born evil. Many fans would argue that Corey was evil from the start, but we disagree with that. Not everyone who's evil was born like that. The same is the case with Cunningham. He was a normal kid, and the incidents in his life scarred him for life. When such things happen, people are bound to seek revenge. Laurie suspected him and immediately contacted his mother for a reason. Someone who wasn't evil before was now turning to darkness. If you notice, his mother and even Jeremy's dad are convinced that he was always a great kid. Corey's mother is adamant that it's the town and their need to blame someone for everything that happened after Myers' disappearance that caused Cunningham to turn into a monster. While Jeremy's dad also wanted to make his wife understand Corey wasn't the one to be blamed for their son's death, but his father said that he didn't recognize Corey anymore. This explains that the person we knew before was him, but he wasn't the same guy after meeting Michael. According to Laurie, Corey, just like everyone else, had the potential to be evil, and the town really was to blame for this change. Next, if Corey was the same as Michael, why did he have to kill him? Corey, being amidst the darkness, was something he himself couldn't control. He was so into it, he even wanted to frame Laurie for his murder. But before he did that, he had snatched Myers' mask in the sewer, and the killer was bound to come after him. Anyway, that was where Michael killed him off for good. The film explains the connection between the two by the end. Corey went through things similar to the killer's past, but he wasn't him. Instead, he was just a byproduct of the masked killer's evil. In short, he was also just a regular person behind the mask, and his evilness was ended by the same person who created it. Not just that, the film also solved the Laurie Strode problem. Laurie and Myers have had a weird relationship with each other from the very beginning. She's been fighting against Myers for a long time, and for now, it seems like Halloween Ends was the last time she had to face him. The film gave her the ultimate victory because, most probably, Myers was dead by the end. So yeah, the film ends with her standing as the winner of this long war, hopefully. The problem with her character has been there for a long time, especially when Laurie died both on Halloween 4 and Resurrection. All of this was done to keep the franchise going. But now, because the showrunners don't plan to continue the franchise anymore, they finally gave her the ending she actually deserved. Not to mention, we really hope that this will be the last time Laurie deals with this. Strode is the only character in the franchise who's been in almost all the films. Over time, she's lost many people close to her heart. This includes her family, friends, and even her own life in different timelines. Now, she has finally defeated the one who took everything from her. Not just that, but her victory is much bigger than just getting revenge. She's finally reconciled with the trauma and grief she's been dealing with for years. From our point of view, she's done enough. And now, if the franchise wishes to continue anything involving Myers, they should try getting a new last girl/guy. The best choice here would be Dr. Loomis. Unlike Laurie, he never got to find closure with the serial killer, and now it's probably the best time for him to enter the spotlight and deal with the psycho guy, while Laurie finally gets the rest she deserves. Last, we believe the film was about Laurie more than anyone else. Also, if we look at it closely, the movie seems like a project that was specifically made for the fans to see the ending they wanted for Laurie. Michael and Laurie have killed each other quite a few times in different timelines, but none of their deaths were shown as a solid end till now. And now, in the latest sequel, Michael is essentially pulped to death, so we don't know how they'll bring him back if they try to do so. Also, many fans had thought that the perfect ending for the character would be to kill off the enemy and die along with him. Many even called it a hero's death because she would have sacrificed herself to put an end to the rampage. But we believe the showrunners understood the assignment, and now because Laurie lived, we know that this was the best ending she could have got, and apart from that, it also solved the final girl problem the franchise had. With this, it's time for us to wrap this up. What do you think about this video? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll soon be back with more amazing videos. See you at the next one.